Hello, good morning. My name is Avi Oppenheim, and I'm here to present this work in collaboration with Federico Albanese and Esteban Feuerstein at the Universidad de Buenos Aires, Argentina. We seek to understand how interest diversity impacts in online discourse. The challenge managing toxicity is well known. We ask how does the diversity of user interest impacts user behavior on Reddit. Our hypothesis is that communities with diverse interest users may exhibit less harmful behavior and more positive emotion in compared to those with more focused interest. To answer our research questions, we utilize the Pushif Reddit dataset. And this dataset allowed us to capture a lot of data from users and posts. We focused on all posts made between 2019 and 2021, analyzing 274 million posts from 161 million users across 3,000 of the most active subreddits. And we employed a community embedding approach using the word-to-vec algorithm. This method, we applied this method using communities as words and users as context. And this method allowed us to create high-dimensional vector representation of communities. And thus, by calculating the cosine similarities of different vectors, we can quantify the similarities between different communities. So to differentiate between users with diverse or interest users, with diverse or focused interest, we use the generalist specialist score. This score quantifies some kind of users' activity diversity by measuring the average cosine similarities of their community interaction. So this score is maximized by a specialist who contribute in a very tight cluster of communities, and is minimized by a generalist who contribute to communities that are far apart. Remember, our hypothesis is that users with low G-score, meaning generalists, could exhibit less harmful behavior than those with focused interests. So for emotion and toxicity classification, we used advanced NLP tools. First, we used a Roberta-based model for emotion classification, fine-tuned on the Go emotion dataset. And additionally, we used the detoxified model to assess and quantify how harmful is the user posts. So our research shows several key findings. First, the generalist users, that is users with a low G-score, are less toxic than specialized users. Second, these specialist users, generalist users exhibit more positive emotion like curiosity or admiration. And lastly, the specialized users exhibit more negative emotion such as sadness and annoyance. So to conclude, our findings indicate that user diversity plays a crucial role in influencing online behavior, and maybe encouraging broader engagement across different topics may help mitigate toxic behavior and foster more positive expression across platforms. Thank you very much. If you have any question or any ideas of how to keep working on different measures of diversity, I will be very thankful. Thank you.
Hola.
Yes.
Sorry. Do you think this research and your methodology is expandable or extendable to any other social media platform? How will you do it?
Great question. We started out with Reddit. I don't know if you know how Reddit works, but it has lots of subreddits where you can categorize them as having like different topics. And we are interested in extend this work in Twitter or Telegram, but it is not done so trivial to understand what the topic of discussion is and what kind of interest diversity users may have. So if you know any platform that could be useful for this, please reach out.
Maybe you can do some topic analysis on the messages of the users, and
that's right.
You will see.
Great idea. Thank you. That's it. Thank you.
I will.
Okay.
I'll ask one. It's a kind of a follow-up.
Yes.
I just want to use this microphone. In the process of, I'm thinking of uncertainty. How do you measure, like, how good would this be in other kind of data set of the platform? Do you need more than like one? Do you need another data set to calculate certainty? If I could go back to point you to this slide. Is that what you really need? Another data set or a platform? What would make it more realistic measure of generalization, if you will?
Yes. Well, we are interested in defining some kind of cultural and social diversity. So not so much in interest diversity. This was our first step. So if we can in some way quantify how diverse a user is in a gender, age, partition, or lots of cultural and social dimensions, could be very useful for our hypothesis and to understand if this relationship between toxicity and emotion and diversity could really exist. So that's what I can think of right now.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, one more.
I'm just very curious about this slide. I think it's interesting that anger, it's like so much higher for the more general, but annoyance is so much lower. So I didn't know if you looked into that or have any thoughts about why that is.
Great question. We had the same one, and we
like
we had to differentiate between anger, annoyance, and toxicity. There are some important differences in the definition. Of course, we are based on the Go Emotion dataset because they were who defined those emotions. But yes, of course, anger could be something interesting to see, but it is different from toxic behavior because it's not directed to a person, to the identity of someone. It is more a general feeling about weather, traffic, or something else.